There is a place so distant that sunlight becomes little more than a faint memory. A region where the familiar influence of our solar system begins to disappear and the vast darkness between the stars takes over. It is a realm of extreme isolation, where temperatures plunge, particles drift through seemingly endless emptiness, and silence reigns across unimaginable distances. Somewhere within that darkness, a lone traveler continues its journey. That traveler is Voyager 1. Launched by NASA in September 1977, Voyager 1 was never intended to become one of humanity's greatest explorers. Engineers designed it for a mission expected to last only a few years. Its purpose was straightforward: visit Jupiter and Saturn, collect valuable scientific data, and then continue onward until its systems eventually failed. But history had other plans. More than 4 decades later, Voyager 1 remains operational, making it the most distant human-made object ever created. Every signal it sends must travel billions of kilometers before reaching Earth. Even moving at the speed of light, those transmissions take many hours to arrive. Yet despite its age and incredible distance, Voyager continues to communicate. And with every transmission, it reminds us just how little we know about the universe beyond our cosmic neighborhood. As Voyager moved farther from the Sun, it crossed boundaries that no spacecraft had ever crossed before. It traveled beyond the outer planets, beyond the icy regions inhabited by comets, and eventually beyond the heliosphere, the giant bubble created by the solar wind that surrounds our solar system. In 2012, scientists confirmed that Voyager had entered interstellar space. This was a historic achievement. For the first time in human history, a spacecraft was directly sampling the environment between the stars. The data it collected transformed our understanding of cosmic radiation, magnetic fields, and the invisible forces shaping our galaxy. But the deeper Voyager traveled into interstellar space, the stranger things became. The environment beyond the heliosphere is unlike anything found closer to Earth. Here, particles originating from distant stars move through vast regions of emptiness. Magnetic fields stretch across enormous distances, interacting in ways scientists are still trying to understand. Even small changes in Voyager's readings can reveal entirely new discoveries. In recent years, engineers monitoring the spacecraft faced a challenge. Some of Voyager's telemetry, the data describing the condition of its systems, began behaving unexpectedly. Information arriving from the spacecraft occasionally appeared distorted or inconsistent. At first, the situation seemed alarming. After all, Voyager is powered by technology developed in the 1970s. Its computers possess only a fraction of the processing power found in modern smartphones. Components have endured decades of exposure to radiation, extreme cold, and the harsh conditions of deep space. Many expected failures. Yet what surprised engineers was that Voyager often found ways to continue operating despite these problems. When one system malfunctioned, another could sometimes be used as a backup. When communication became difficult, teams on Earth developed creative solutions to restore contact. As Voyager 1 continues its journey through interstellar space, it is entering a region unlike anything humanity has ever explored before. The spacecraft is now so far from Earth that its signals take more than a day to reach us. Every command sent from NASA travels billions of kilometers through empty space before arriving at a machine built nearly 50 years ago. Yet somehow, Voyager keeps going. Every day, it moves deeper into a realm where no human-made object has ever traveled. A place where the sun is no longer the dominant force. A place where the darkness between stars begins. From Earth, the night sky appears filled with countless stars. But the reality is very different. Space is mostly empty. The distances are so vast that even light takes years to travel between neighboring stars. Voyager is crossing that immense wilderness alone. There are no nearby planets. No moons. No familiar landmarks. Only an endless ocean of darkness stretching in every direction. But despite the emptiness, interstellar space is far from silent. Invisible particles race through the galaxy at incredible speeds. Magnetic fields twist and bend across enormous distances. Shockwaves from ancient stellar explosions continue expanding long after the stars that created them have disappeared. Voyager's instruments detect traces of these cosmic events. Every reading helps scientists piece together a picture of a region that remains largely unexplored. And some of the discoveries have been surprising. Researchers expected interstellar space to be relatively calm. Instead, Voyager encountered areas where particle densities were much higher than predicted. The spacecraft also detected strange variations in cosmic rays, high-energy particles that travel through the galaxy. Some measurements challenged long-standing theories. Others raised entirely new questions. Where were these particles coming from? What unseen structures existed in the darkness ahead? And how much of interstellar space remained misunderstood? The deeper Voyager travels, the more mysterious the answers become. One of the most fascinating aspects of the mission is that Voyager is operating far beyond its intended lifespan. When it launched in 1977, engineers could not have imagined that it would still be functioning nearly 5 decades later. Many of its original designers have retired. Some are no longer alive. Yet the spacecraft they created continues its voyage. In a way, Voyager has become a time capsule. It carries technology from another era. Its computers are simpler than devices people carry in their pockets today. Its memory is tiny by modern standards. And yet it remains one of the most important scientific instruments ever built. Each year, however, a new challenge emerges. Voyager's power source is slowly weakening. The spacecraft relies on heat generated by radioactive material. As that energy decreases, engineers must make difficult decisions about which instruments can remain active. One by one, systems are being shut down to conserve power. Each shutdown means less data, less information, fewer glimpses into the unknown. Scientists know that this process cannot continue forever. Eventually, Voyager will reach a point where it can no longer communicate with Earth. The final transmission will arrive. The final data packet will be received. And then, after decades of conversation, silence. But silence does not mean the journey ends. Even after contact is lost, Voyager will continue moving through the galaxy. It will travel for thousands of years. Then tens of thousands. Then millions. Long after humanity has changed, Voyager will still be out there. A tiny machine drifting through the stars. Perhaps one day it will pass another solar system. Perhaps it will encounter worlds we can only imagine. Or perhaps it will spend eternity crossing the dark spaces between stars, never seen again. No one knows. That uncertainty is part of what makes Voyager so extraordinary. It represents humanity's desire to explore beyond known boundaries. To venture into places no one has visited. To ask questions even when answers seem impossible to find. Inside the spacecraft is the Golden Record, a message from Earth intended for anyone who might someday discover it. The record contains sounds, images, greetings, and music from our world. It is a snapshot of humanity. A message in a bottle cast into a cosmic ocean. Whether anyone will ever find it remains unknown. But the message exists. And that alone is remarkable. Because Voyager proves something important. Exploration is not only about reaching destinations. It is about curiosity. It is about taking the next step into the unknown. Every great discovery in history began with someone willing to move beyond the horizon. Voyager is doing exactly that. Far beyond the planets. Far beyond the sun. Far beyond the limits of human experience. It continues its endless journey through the darkness. A silent traveler carrying the story of Earth. A messenger from humanity. And a reminder that even in the vast emptiness of the universe, the desire to explore never truly fades. Somewhere ahead, hidden within the darkness between the stars, new mysteries are waiting. And Voyager is still moving toward them.